Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Quest VI. Last time, we started making our way down the mountain pass after explaining a few things here and there about the ways of the world and the game and everything. And in this episode, I want to talk about something I picked up in the last episode, the Wayfarer's Clothes. They're basically slightly stronger than the plain clothes that I wanted to replace because they, well, the armor we could get there is really easy for us to grab, so I just decided to grab it real quick. Okay, that's where I want to go. And we've got more of these enemies. Yeah, the model slimes can't even actually do that much to us. Sometimes if you see the game say that an enemy missed their attack, it could just mean that their attack's damage was rolled as like 0 or less damage, and the game just treats that as a miss. So, we got some okay stat gains. That's nice. Anyway, I actually want to drop down here first and head into this cave entrance. Oh boy, 3 Pharaoh balls. Totally wasn't prepared for 3. Now the reason why I'm kind of going about this dungeon in a little bit of a weird and maybe not quite so intuitive way is because I want to get certain specific items first. Game! Okay, the scare roots can also do that little bit of a dance there. Basically, if you get caught up in the dance, you waste your next turn. It's kind of like a status ailment, essentially. There are a lot of moves that are like that. To varying degrees of similar ridiculousness, so I'll point them out as and when they happen. Anyway, in this chest is an oaken club, which is another weapon, a new weapon, which is stronger than, I meant to use equip, not use, which is stronger than the cypress stick that we've been using before. And in here is another medicinal herb, which I guess we don't have room for. I will stick these old things in the bag. No, we can at least sell them. Dragon Quest is the kind of game where literally every gold helps, so I would like to at least keep things around. At least in the early game, every gold counts. Later on, maybe not so much, but right now, yes. Anyway, we fall down for a little bit and head out over here. And that spits us out down here. Now I want to kind of double back and try to make my way a little bit up just to collect another treasure, because we did miss something by going down the way I did. Not to worry though, it's a really easy fix. And there are some gastropods over here. See, these guys, they don't do much of anything but attack. But now that we have our club, we can do more than enough damage to take them out in one hit. They have around 7 HP in their pool. One of the weird things about how Dragon Quest handles enemies is that enemies don't have a fixed HP. They have an HP sort of average that the members of the species would have plus or minus a number of, instead of the usual thing. The Batatui over here will either defend itself, do a standard attack, or it'll run away. A lot of early game enemies have a small chance of running away. And we got another level. Sweet. Now, unfortunately, leveling up does not recover your hit points, so we're actually probably going to need to use a medicinal herb right about now to recover our HP. But anyway, another thing that's kind of weird about enemies is that there are 2 kinds of attack patterns that enemies can use, and some of them, especially bosses, can flip between the 2 different kinds, but they're mostly kind of a fixed sort of type of AI script they have. Some enemies have a set of moves that they can carry out and a % chance they have of carrying those out. So the game basically rolls for whether or not they do or do not use the move in question. Other enemies have a fixed script, where they always proceed in some sort of sequence of attacks. So that kind of mixes it up a little bit. Still, other enemies also have AIs that specifies how they target different enemies. In general, and I'll talk about this a little bit more when we have more party members, but if you... The party members, if you could see here, where Rex's little stat block thing is all the way on the left-hand side of the screen. There are enemies that target the party member on that side of the screen more often. That's the most common type of AI script. But some target other different party members depending on different factors. Like, some may focus a certain party member, some may target the party member on the right-hand side of the screen instead of the left, things of that nature. Now, I, for one, am aware of the existence of all these factors, but I don't know what enemies behave in which way, and I've done a lot of research into this, but there are very, very, very few complete lists of information about enemies in this game that contain all the information I'm looking for. Most of them are incomplete in some way or another. Anyway, we've got another new enemy here, ornery onions, and unfortunately we ran into 4 of them, which is a particularly pesky combat scenario. They do quite a bit of damage. They have around 9 HP, so if you got the Oaken Club, 1 hit should be able to do it, unless you're particularly unlucky. But yeah, like I said, they have a lot of attack power, and they have the ability to use medicinal herb. Nuts. Speaking of use a medicinal herb, I'm going to want to do that now. Just in case. Yeah, we were a little bit in danger of dying there. I probably would have died if this was the Super Nintendo version, but oh well. Anyway, the thing that appeared to be a road, you don't actually want to walk on that. That counts as desert terrain for some godforsaken reason, and you'll get into more encounters if you go that way than you would otherwise, so don't do it, because you won't like it. But anyway, this is Haggleton. It's not too far away from Weaver's Peak, so it's time to do some shopping. Okay, just had to do a quick little look up. This area is actually slightly different depending on the versions you are playing. The DS version has a different layout for everything than the Super Nintendo version did for some reason or another. But anyway, these crates have 5 gold and a medicinal herb for us to collect. If we go in here, into the inn, there's a little bed icon, that's how you know it's an inn. You'll notice that the door here seems to be firmly locked. Oh well, nothing we can really do about that now. Murdaugh, huh? That's the name of the guy we saw in our dream, wasn't it? Anyway, this is Rainbow's End Gold Bank. You may have seen in the attributes menu, we saw something about gold banked. Basically what that is that in 1,000 gold increments you can store money at the bank, and if you die in combat, you don't lose any of the money you have stored at the bank. Otherwise, you lose half the gold you have on you. It's a very nice system, except we don't have gold in 1,000 gold increments, so... Okay, I'm going to actually take the time to do a save real quick. Okay. This building over here, with entrances on the side and everything, this is the Bazaar, which is kind of Haggleton's big claim to fame. Oh, so the Crownsmith is gone. But anyway, let's head inside here. There are a lot of different merchants who have a lot of different things, so let's see. 6 medicinal herbs and 1 phial of holy water for only 50 gold coins. That's actually kind of a good deal, but I'm not interested. What do you got? A thief's key. Oh, that's interesting. 2,000? Hell no! 1,000? It's still a little pricey. 500 is No dice. I can't pay 300. Well, 200 sounds great, but, you know, I can't afford that. Anyway, yeah, that guy will offer to sell you a thief key, which we will eventually be getting our hands on, but you can haggle him down all the way to 200 gold. That's his lowest price. After that, then he won't be able to afford anymore. But anyway, there's a seat of agility in there, and from there, let's talk to this guy. Excuse me. Let's talk to this guy. Huh? Who are you, kid? Oh, you're one of those Weaver's Peak people. Well, well, let's see what you're trying to pawn off here. Some silky fabric and a block of wood, eh? I'll give you 300 gold for the whole shebang. Take it or take a hike. 300? That's, no good. See, the thing is, this is Haggleton. And it would be a little remiss of us to not attempt to, well, haggle. So let's talk to his identical-looking friend over here, Bill. 330? That's a better price, but how about we take a look and see what the other guy can offer us now. Basically what you want to do is you want to go back and forth between Bill and Buck. Get it? Because, you know, dollars are called bills and bucks. And go back and forth between them and tell them the counter offers and get them to bid higher and higher until you get the maximum amount of gold you can possibly select from this. Well, I mean, like, I want to say yes, but I'm going to say no. But anyway, I think we're almost at the maximum possible price, which is 480 gold for the entire thing. Here we go. And now we are considerably richer than we would have been if we had just taken the original price. That's something I actually didn't know the first time I played the game. I was just like, okay, here, shut up and give me your money. But no, you can get so much more out of this. So now that we actually have funds, let's buy this thief's key. Like I showed off before, we can haggle this guy down as far as we can until he sells it for 200 gold coins. No, you could definitely go lower than 300. Hooray! Now, if you remember those blue doors at the inn, like this guy is saying, the thief's key can actually open those doors. Let me show you the thief's key in the inventory. It went straight to our thing, yeah. Open certain doors that would otherwise remain tightly sealed. There are 3 set, Alright, sorry. I think the tongue's malfunctioning here. There are 3 keys in the game that unlock various types of doors. The thief's key only unlocks these blue ones. But if we go in here and open this up, we can get the Big Book of Beasts. That's a special item that's basically a bestiary, if I can show this off. You don't have to get this, but it's nice to have. Oh, well. Apparently we are not allowed to use it out here, but it shows you what monsters, it shows you information about monsters in the game. Based on the ones you've seen. It's like the bestiary from Final Fantasy V. Anyway, we got a Chimera Wing that lets you return to a previously visited town, which is very handy. It's a one-time use only item. And we can rob the bank. Yup. And they're totally okay with this. Call it the adventurer's tax or something, I don't know. Let's see. I think that's everything in the DS version, at least. I believe in the Super Nintendo version there's a scale shield you can find somewhere in a house that doesn't exist anymore, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I need to visit the weapon and armor shop real quick and buy Rex some equipment. Right now there isn't really much by way of, like, you know, choice that you have. You basically just want to focus down on buying the best thing you can at whatever price you can afford. So let's see, I want to get myself a scale armor. Let's just stick it in the bag right now, since Rex is a little full on things. And I also want to buy a scale shield. It's kind of imperative that you do your best to get the strongest gear you possibly can at moments like this, because not doing so will probably get you killed. Early game Dragon Quest VI is very difficult, and you really don't want to be messing around. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can afford the copper sword. I think... Actually, let's equip the armor we just got, and then we can see. So let's transfer this to the bag. Transfer... we don't want to transfer that. Transfer this to the bag. And let's see, we can equip this. And we can equip a shield. We now have a shield for the first time, which is very nice. And there we go. Now we're sitting at 33 defense and 24 attack. Excellent. You can also see there that equipment, particularly armor, influences your style stat. It's kind of a measure of how stylish your outfit is in a way. Let's see, we can sell off the plain clothes. Well, $199. You can definitely sell the stick. I want to keep the agility seeds, and they don't sell for much anyway. And I definitely don't want to sell the thief's key. That would be dumb. I think I'll sell off the wayfarer's clothes. It kind of sucks a little bit to do so, but I would rather have the sword if anything else. We're just short. Even after all that, we're just short. Yeah, I'll sell the Chimera Wing. I haven't visited enough places to warrant actually using it, and I would rather get the experience from walking anyway. And now we have literal pennies to our name. Anyway, you can just transfer this over to Rex real quick and get a nice boost to his abilities. Maybe you wouldn't have had to sell off quite so much if you had gotten into more fights, but I didn't, so here I am. If you have spare money, buying medicinal herbs, a few here or there, might not be such a terrible idea after all. They used to send this creaky old coot over to get the crown. Guess you're the new recruit, huh? Well, I wish I could sell you a spirit crown, but unfortunately you're kind of out of luck. My father went out to gather wood for making this year's crown. Said he couldn't find any good material near town. Supposedly he was headed for the forest out beyond the western bridge. It's been 3 days since he left, though. He's a pretty spry guy, but I'm starting to get worried. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful. If you're in a rush, I suppose you could try and look for him out west? Well, let's go and look for him, huh? Might as well try and find the guy, just as soon as I save. It does occur to me that I may not have enough money to afford said spirit crown, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyway, one more thing to point out before we leave town is that if you press the Y button, take a look on the top screen there. We now have a view of the town itself, basically, with icons showing off where all the important places are. It's pretty nice. You can do this in every town and it'll give you a little drawing of information there. If you step out into the overworld and do the same, you get a local area map, which is also nice. You can see there seems to be some sort of castle down south. But that's not where we're heading right now. We're gonna head west instead. Now I said I'd also show out the big book of beasts, not the big book of beasts, and we can see here a little bit of information about all the enemies we've defeated so far. It doesn't tell you everything, like it doesn't tell you anything about how much HP they have or anything like that, but it does tell you a few things. So yeah. If you're a completionist, it's there for you to try and complete, but otherwise I'm just going to ignore it and head on west. And fight more of these guys. We've got ornery onions and a leery lout. The louts have a big shield and tend to defend themselves a few times during combat, but otherwise they're not too dangerous unless you meet them in a group, or with some ornery onions. Just like with the fight we had before with the onions, you want to make sure to take them out as fast as you can, then the lout, then the model slime, and that should be good. Oh, and we learned a new spell, Heal. Heal is your weakest, most basic HP restoring ability in the game. Costs 2 MP, and it heals as much as a medicinal herb could, which is very nice. Let's see, we also have some sluggers here, which can attempt to distract you with a catchy dance, but we don't seem to be really getting in the groove. Especially now that we have the sword, we should be doing enough damage to get rid of enemies in 1 or 2 hits. You saw there the leery louts could take more than just 1 hit. They're a little bit more powerful, or at least defense-wise, because of that big shield they have. Anyway, there appears to be some sort of hole in the world. Let's check this out. It's a little concerning. Help! Somebody help! I can't hold on for much longer. Oh, thank the goddess. I've been waiting forever for someone to show up. I'm Cliff. I get it. I'm a crownsmith over in Haggleton. I'm slipping. Pull me up, please. What happens if you say no? Come on, you gotta help me. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. Come on, you gotta help me. Okay, fine. Classic Dragon Quest. If I say no here... Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, look at how the turntables. Oh dear. Oh, good. We died. Look at us, we're a ghost now. Yeah, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna walk into this town over here and talk to this guy. Yeah, you see? He doesn't know we're here. We're frickin' dead. Good. Well, how are we gonna get out of this situation now? Find out next time on Let's Play Dragon Quest VI. See you guys then.